Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is the 6-month mark that I have left the United States of America and moved to Trinidad and Tobago, specifically the smaller island of Tobago. First off, I just want to let you know, no, I don't miss the United States enough to go back. I'm not coming back. I'm really enjoying myself here, having a great time and discovering all kinds of things. Um, I finally feel like this is home. I know that in my past video, I did explain that when I came back from the US from a trip that I went, it was about 3 weeks, and I really just couldn't wait to get back, and, I still feel happy, like, when I pass the airport, I just wanna turn my face the other way. I don't wanna see it because I don't wanna think about the feeling that I get when I have to go to the airport and fly back to the United States. Those flights are usually in the late morning, and then so I fly from Tobago to Trinidad, and then from Trinidad to Miami, and then from Miami to DC. And so the flights here is not real early in the morning, but it's like usually around noon or right before noon. And then around 3-ish, I leave from Tobago. So I started developing this kind of dreadful feeling of, even though it's really cool that I can do things before I leave. Like normally when I'm coming this direction, I have to get up at the crack of dawn, well, way before the crack of dawn because the flight is at 6 a.m. So nothing can be done. But here I can like chill, go have breakfast, go to the beach, do something, but still it doesn't take away from the sadness of having to go back. So anyway, there I've been still discovering lots of things and having all kinds of fun.
Now repeat after me. You're repeating after me. Everybody repeat after me. Everybody.
I love soca. I love soca. I love soca. I love soca. Everybody scream!
One of the things about living here is that there are lizards everywhere. Now, I knew that before. Don't think I didn't just discover the lizards. The lizards been around. But what I am noticing is that more and more they're in the house. And I'm not sure if it's from the season or because it is the rainy season, although it's not that rainy because we're still experiencing a drought. But the lizards like to come in, and so the houses here, since I don't live in an expat community where the houses are built similar to how they would be built in the US, which is kinda like airtight. Here, there's plenty of little gaps and places where, electrical or plumbing will enter the house, and it's just a hole, and that seems to be a common thing. And so the lizards just run into the hole and, have at it in the house. And originally, I have no real problem with it because, they eat things that I don't like. So I was like, "All right, cool. You can stay, just don't bother me. You stay over there. From time to time, you might see one, run on a wall, and that's no big deal." But then I started realizing at nighttime when I'm here alone, getting ready to go to sleep, and I hear this little chirping sound. It sounds kinda like a squirrel. And I hear it, like, usually it's coming from that direction, so that wall leads to outside. So I hear this little chirp, chirp, and it's kinda like a warning, "Oh lord, I'm gonna see it soon." And then usually I see it there's a wall right there that runs into, uh, the toilet room, and I'll see it run in there, but then I started realizing that these fuckers poop in the house. Oh god. I go in there and I was like, "What is this?" I thought it was a mouse or something. And then I was like, So I looked it up. Sure enough, it's lizard poop. So not only you coming in my house, but then you're pooping. Are you even eating the bugs that I wanted you to eat? You just coming in here, you're eating stuff outside, you coming in and relieving yourself in the house. So there you have it, the lizards. But I think I'm just gonna have to figure out a way to keep them out for the most part. I mean, not completely. I would never be able to completely keep them out, but just to discourage them, I was thinking of maybe taking some mothballs or some kind of aromatic thing like eucalyptus or peppermint, and put it near the places where I think they're entering. But, I would never hurt them because I really don't have a problem with them except that they coming in here pooping on stuff, and it's not everywhere, like, I wouldn't find it, like, on the bed or on kitchen counters. Usually where I find it, they stay in the perimeter of the room, and so I would find it, like, on a windowsill, or they have, like, the electrical thing. I don't know if you can see that where that light is right there, that little block because they're running around it, it'll land somewhere like there, which means it probably is on the floor because if it misses that thing, so you gotta keep cleaning up. So there's that. Another thing that I'm enjoying a lot here is mango season. It's currently mango season, and let me just tell you, mango is my second favorite fruit. My first favorite fruit is pineapple. But one thing that I didn't know before is that there's like a million different types of mangoes. And there are so many mango trees here. Sometimes if you're just driving in the countryside, you'll just see these ginormous mango trees with a billion mangoes and they're up so high you can never get them. I don't know what. Some of them are in people's yards, you stay away from them because people could be, sensitive about you messing with their mangoes. And of course I would be if I had a mango tree. But some of these trees are just out in the countryside and there's just mangoes on the ground. And can you believe you're just driving along and there's mangoes? You run over mangoes with your car? Amazing. So I've learned that there's a couple of mangoes. I love Julie mangoes because they're most likely they're similar to the ones that come from Mexico. I don't know what kind of mangoes they are if they're the same, but I like the ones with the smooth texture on the inside and so Julie mangoes so far, I haven't had that many, but Julie is the one that's closest to that. The one that I don't like is starch mango, which is mostly everybody else's favorite. I don't like it because it actually tastes starchy in your mouth. It has like a starchy texture, kind of like potatoes, but not the flesh, but the juice. I don't know really how to describe it. It is a starch mango and it's starchy. I don't want a starchy mango. It's very, very sweet though. It's sweeter than the other kinds of mangoes. And yesterday we visited someone who has an ice cream mango tree. I've never had an ice cream mango, and we didn't find any ripe ones in that tree. So he said, come back in a week and it should be ripe and I'll be able to taste that. And hopefully I can maybe get some more different mangoes because there's hundreds, believe me. I don't know how people can even keep track of all of these things. But oh, there's another mango. If there's a Tobago mango that I can't remember what it's called, but it's really small and it's the favorite of Tobago. And I don't remember what the name of it was, but I like that one too, but not more than the Julie mango. So if you ever visit Trinidad and Tobago during mango season, which is rainy season. So normally if I were visiting here, I wouldn't come during the rainy season, except for Tobago Carnival, which is in October, which is towards the end of the rainy season. Um, but I think mango season is done by then. So all the other times that I have been here, I missed mango season. And so I'm really happy that I got to experience mango season this time. And another thing that I have experienced is there's so many festivals here. Like there's a lot of holidays, like federal holidays that people have off from work. Like every month there's at least one, maybe even more like long weekend. But then there's festival after festival after festival. And the most recent ones were Tobago Heritage Festival, which was at the beginning of August. I think the end of July, beginning of August. And it was amazing. Actually, that festival goes on for 2 weeks. And there's an opening show, and then each village has their little heritage thing. There was something here in Buku, but I missed it. I went to a village called Mariah where they have a a reenactment of an old time wedding. And let me tell you, when I first heard about that, I was like, because I don't really like to go to weddings that much anyway, but it was a whole lot of fun. It was just that was like one of the most I really, really enjoyed that. Um, they had the bride and the groom and the family and the village mako, which here mako means like the nosy person. Mako is can be a verb like minding other people's business. Well, the village mako wasn't invited to the wedding, so she had a whole lot of stuff to talk all the way on the way because they have a little procession that comes to the small church. And she was talking on the way. She was talking when she got there. Then at the reception, it was all kinds of bacchanal, which is chaos and confusion. It was a lot of fun. It's just amazing how much energy people put into these things and how much they love them and how much they love their country and their village. And that makes me happy. But one thing that I did not realize that I do somewhat miss the United States, really, but not the actual states. Okay, I miss people in the United States. My friends that I haven't talked to very recently. I think sometimes they might think that I forgot them, but no, I miss them every day. My daughter, miss her every day. Little aspects of my life the way they were before, like the room when I moved into the spare room in my house, the way I had set up that room, it was so just 100% the way I wanted it. Now, granted, here is kind of like I want it, but I don't have access to all the things. Like there, I could just go to IKEA or just get on Amazon, although I can order from Amazon, but you got to be careful because the cost of it can be prohibitive. So there was exactly how I wanted everything. If I see something, this is exactly what I want. But here I gotta kind of like, maybe, I'll get something kind of like that that I can actually obtain here without having to order something from the US. So I missed that. And, the other day I found myself missing just lying in bed. I had a small television mounted on the wall. And there's this YouTube 8-hour relaxation video that I really love called Islands from Above. And all those times when I remember it was cold and I was lonely and I was sad and I was just under my fluffy comforter just watching that. And although I would never want to go back to that that exact moment of being snuggled up, it's cold outside and I'm snuggled up in my very thick comforter and I'm just watching that um, in the winter. That was kind of nice. And I miss food. I still miss food. Now, here has some unbelievably delicious food, okay? Don't get me wrong. But there's more variety there. There's actually more variety in Trinidad than there is in Tobago because Trinidad's much bigger and much more diverse than Tobago is. So sometimes when we just go to Trinidad, I do get some of those things. Like the last time we went a couple weeks ago, I had some sushi and it was delicious and it was just right on the waterfront and I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It kind of took me back to my um aspect of my life that I used to love, which is kind of like happy hour, going out and just chilling on a patio somewhere. So I really enjoyed that. I didn't miss sushi that much, but, I enjoyed the sushi there, but I really miss things like Ethiopian food and Thai food and other kinds of, American food that just isn't quite the same here. Nothing's gonna be the same, and I accept that, but, those are just things that I do miss. And then one of the things I really, really miss is my candy. I love to eat Haribo gummies. And they're really hard to find. I don't think I've ever found them here in Tobago, but they might be in Trinidad, but I haven't found them yet. So somebody please send me some gummy Coke bottles. I miss them. Oh gosh. And but it's actually good that I don't have all of that kind of stuff. I really, really, really miss my fitness home, which was Orange Theory, because I love high intensity interval training that takes place in 1 hour in a classroom setting where I don't have to do anything but put my clothes on and then show up. And then the rest of the workout's a full body workout every time. never the same workout twice. Here, I literally am 6 minutes walking from a full service gym, and I've been a member for 3 months, and I should be ashamed that I've only been there twice because I really don't like gyms. I just really I don't wanna go in there and have to think about what workout to do, and some of those equipment, I gotta figure out how to use it or go ask somebody who's working out. I don't wanna interrupt people, but I was like, I started to gain weight though since I've been here because I haven't been doing my 2 to 3 time a week workout, and that is something that um I can't just forget about. I have to get back to it because I swear by the fact that exercise is an elixir for all, lifestyle disease. And, although I do have access to healthcare here, it's not, I don't want to have to access it is if I don't have to. So I guess my plan is to go over there and start inquiring about a personal trainer because that's probably the closest thing that I'm going to get to a thing like Orange Theory where all I have to do is show up and they tell me how to work out and then I roll out. And one of those times that I did go there was really really nice because it's a 6 minute walk there to the gym, but there's an 8 minute walk from the house to the beach. And so the house is in between. So it's a 6 minute walk that way and an 8 minute walk that way. So we're talking about, approximately a 15-minute walk from the gym to the beach. And it was really nice to go work out, get all hot, sweaty, and just go straight to the beach and take a dip. That was really, oh my gosh. So that's one of the things that I think about when I start to feel like, oh gosh, I just, some things here, I wish I had things that I had back home. I just remind myself I can work out and go take a dip in the sea, and that was a dream. That was actually something that I would have fantasized about so much, and now it's a reality. So I just have to go and actually gear up to take advantage of that. I'm still happy here in Tobago. I'm loving it. I do feel like I'm in a different phase of life. One of the things that I also like is that at this time of year, it's August, right? So normally what would be I would be seeing commercials about back to school and, all the fall things. And while I used to hate back to school time, even though I wasn't even in school, it just felt like the end of all the fun. And now you got to go back to, real life. Like if I were working in the office, sometimes they have like relaxed things like relaxed dress code and relaxed schedules and things like that. So it was like a free for all in the summertime. And come September, bam, you got to go back to real adult life. And I hated it. And so that's one thing that I'm really happy about right now because it's always summer here. Although the kids go back to school, I don't have to worry about having to wear real clothing or shoes because guess what? I don't wear shoes here. I wear water shoes sometimes when I'm in a part of the sea that has rocks in it or government buildings, right? You can't go into a government building with flip-flops on here. So I have to keep some shoes in the trunk of the car so that if there's any reason why I have to go into some government place and some banks too, I can put on shoes. But other than that, I can just pretend like summer is going to continue going on and on. And I do anticipate that I might miss winter and fall because, I like things like pumpkin bread and, you know, um, hot chai to drink and, clothes that, like jackets and things. I left some jackets behind that I love. And I'm like, I have no use for them jackets here. I'm never going to wear like a light jacket, lightweight jackets I have here, but like a puffy jacket, there's no use. I just left it behind. So there's that. So I kind of miss it, but then I also kind of don't miss it. So there's that. And um I just I'm happy. I'm happy here so far. And as far as it being a new chapter of life, it's something that I've never experienced before in that I have so much control over my time. And while I do work because I have to earn, I'm technically retired, but there's no retirement money. I have to work at things, and for the past month or so, I have been going so hard at it that I just was like, everything was a mess. This room was in a shambles because I just wasn't taking care of the place because I was so busy trying to get everything lined up so that I could start earning the money that I need to earn so that I can, just reinvest the savings that I have. But but overall, it's a wonderful life, and I feel healthy, I feel happy, and um stay tuned.